So welcome back. Welcome back. Excellent. Remember, what does Niall love in his class? He loves noise. Welcome back. Oh, yes. Amazing performance. Okay, right. So, as I was saying in the other class, try to be creative. Okay? Don't try to just memorize.
Everyone was really bored.
Yeah, well, that's their fault. Okay?
Yes.
Not everyone is. Honestly.
That's why I say I don't want to go up. I prefer stay here with my
Hang on now. Don't worry, there's a good chance that you'll be moving down. What's the difference between these again?
Bored and boring. Bored
If you
is
say,
feeling.
yeah, so when you say
They're so boring.
Okay, so you
No, everybody's boring.
Yes, you said everyone was bored. So what you're saying is you're criticizing my teaching standards. Okay, yes, exactly. Okay, so
But maybe,
it's
because
true,
maybe
it's
you are
also-
so
Maybe it's both.
excited.
Maybe it's both. Maybe my teaching was very boring and they
Yes,
felt
absolutely.
bored. Okay, you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, now again, try to associate the things with something creative. Now ladies, I'm going to force you to split up. I'm not allowing this segregation of men and women in the class. Okay, Laurie and Rambo, you're on that table. Edinburgh, up. Manuel, I'm very sorry, but
No.
Get over here! Nikki, you are here.
No.
Let's get it.
In your face!
No, I don't want to worry. Just give me money.
Okay?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, now, to be honest, I didn't really want to do this.
But
but
no, I
okay.
think
For now,
I think
I would like you. Huh? No, Edinburgh, you're over here. So I want you to do the second and the third. Do the second and the third on the. You can work with your partner. If your partner is an idiot, just suck it up. Suck it up.
Okay, I'm going to scrap Yes.
Yes, there's only supposed to be 50.
And a lot of bothering people.
Okay, write that sentence with food. One thing I get really before because we don't personally learn what before
It's not important. Yes. That is like, oh.
But too much.
Too much? Okay. A lot.
I
Yeah.
Bring the breakfast.
So when it blows, then it blew shut. Actually, that's a strange construction, but it means that the wind went and then it
And he
shut.
was like,
Okay? So the wind was blowing and then the door went.
Oh.
Right, what are you gonna do?
You're worse than I was kid. Okay.
Here.
2 and 3.
2 and 3, yeah.
Thank you. Run out. Oh, wait, the door is limit so shot is the ring out. Let me know ring out. Yeah. So began ring out. Oh, but it need to use the shot. The shots ring out now. I know.
To write the sentence in the page.
Like I should ring out in the bird in the sky.
Teacher, I don't understand. So we have to write
Yes, here it says somebody was firing at the birds on the sky.
And then use these.
summary.
So here,
So we have to
you have
create.
the here go as a
Ah, okay.
You have
And
the
here
here.
is the first part of the sentence, and here is the second part.
Ah, okay.
So a shot ring out.
Okay, so it must be the same.
Somebody.
So it must refer
I
to
think
this.
I don't need
So the door slammed loudly. Why? Because the windows are blown shut.
Right.
a shot ring out in the bird.
You can work it in a bigger book if you wish. If you don't like the others, that's also okay.
I think only a shot ring out.
Yeah.
Somebody was firing at
I should
Right.
run out.
Right. Lord. Let's grab you that for the
Okay, the door as the back part is like
Yeah.
Yes.
So the door on front of the bird. No,
Yes,
quick,
yes.
quick, quick. Squeak, squeak is more like
Ah, okay.
special effects. You need to.
But he said we don't have to.
No. Here you don't need that. Like the door crack as
Because it was very low.
as I open it because it's very cold.
But
The
yeah,
crack, the door cracked because it was stuck.
yeah,
No,
because
but you need to use the need to continue the sentence. Like
the door cracked because it was very low.
Old.
So it's not in the same. It's a,
Yeah.
It's a far and you can.
Yeah, yeah. Ah, okay.
Yeah. But you are supposed to. So I think yes. So you're right.
Oh, sorry. Like I put the door cracked as the door cracked as I open it because it's very old. Made
Yeah. The door. The door
Yes. It's a size. The sausage size and the frying pan.
Pull me through the wall.
Yes.
The other one is the next one. Chicken fry is quick.
Yeah, yes, because it's not going to
The chicken was this
in the frying pan.
More on the next scenes.
The chicken was this at the fry pan.
In the
In
the frying pan.
I think it's right here.
in the
For this.
frame.
The chicken is this.
Yeah.
What is this?
Then we need to put ease first to the sausage. Is it
Yeah.
in the
I think we
fine?
don't have to put it on the later.
The chicken.
The real
Wait,
way.
The chicken, yeah, we don't have the chicken is list in the front page. We don't have to put
Size.
with it would have to put
Oh shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't burn.
It's hot.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna kill you, I'm okay.
Estando en el peor momento y ella.
Oh shit. White.
Coming.
Bueno, that's why.
And the music at the bottom.
Don't worry, it's only France. It's only France. Nearly finished?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What is the pronunciation? Sizzle?
Sizzle. Sizzle or sizzling.
It was the
Sizzle is the verb. Or sizzle. If you have a word that ends in LE, the pronunciation is always going to be like that.
L? Okay, sizzle.
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 Like, what's the name of this school?
Castle Forks. Castle.
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 There is a plate in my job that is chicken sizzle, but I didn't know how to pronounce it.
There you know.
But
there you know.
what is the
What's the pronunciation? Exactly the one I just said.
Because sometimes I instead of scissors I said chicken scissor.
Yes, that's a completely different dish. Okay.
At the beginning I didn't understand the accent and then I understood chicken scissor.
Try it now. Pronounce that. Yvonne.
Scissor. No.
Sizzle.
Sizzle.
Yes, not scissors. You're pronouncing it like scissors. Okay? So that those things. So chicken sizzle.
Chicken sizzle.
Sizzle.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay, please.
Right, keep going, keep going. I'll give you another 3 minutes. Three. Yes, don't worry about
The first one.
sizzlers. Sizzlers.
It's the same, right?
No, it'll probably just cook, fry, or in deep fat fry.
Like.
Yes, yeah. You understood the first time. You have to do this one as well. Okay. You have to do the third one as well.
Too much.
Oh my god, too much effort.
It's a defining
I think hints is that thing that join the mark. The mark and that thing. Yeah. And what is the pronunciation? Yeah. Hinges?
Hinge.
Hinge.
Juice.
rules to go do this is to
Oh, you could have done this there, Roberto. You could have learned about London in Portuguese. I don't know why this is in the library.
I don't know. Not always high pitch.
Few minutes.
I because I didn't know. What is the horn here? Tooth. Which tooth?
Finished.
When you finish,
And the
you
pronunciation
don't have to
tooth.
go.
Tooth. I took my horn.
Toot. Toot. Past. Right? Now, for some strange reason, this group don't remember what they're supposed to do when they finish their activity. Socialize with your partner. Now, if you are going to text your partner, make sure you have the WhatsApp numbers. Yeah?
Okay.
Very good. Excellent. Right, begin. Begin socialize.
Yeah,
3.
how was your day?
Keep going.
What's
Rambo. Marie.
What's good?
Good. Yes, very good. Excellent. Continue socializing.
I don't have idea. Wait. It's
Now, if your socializing doesn't improve, you're going to be very wet when you leave this class.
No.
3.
But when you
What's the words for this?
Yes, very good. Yes, much better, Rambo.
Because my eyes impressive.
but I heard like in the past, but someone took the horn.
So the
I
correct way
look
should be
and look at it how the radio and so
PM and they
but in go
between you and midnight.
so the correct way is the horn.
And it's near from your home?
No,
I
it's
heard the horn. No, I took
From your home?
I took or someone took the horn because like tocar el pito. No.
By for 1.5 hours.
A la bocina.
Yeah,
Pito también le dicen esto.
No.
Where are you working?
¿Cómo le dicen?
You don't have to-
Rodolito. Porque como le decimos pipi.
No, pero de aquí.
¿Cómo se dice pipi en Mexican Spanish?
Pi. Pipí.
No, tocar el
Reaction.
pipi.
Pitar.
Nosotros decimos tocar el pito.
Shut.
Sorry.
Okay, before we continue with our Spanish lessons. Okay, go on.
This is a masturbation.
My baby nephew is watching this. Okay, right, so we'll go over this. The first one then, please, Laurie, number 2.
The shot ring out.
Yeah, okay, so somebody was firing at the birds on the lake. They shot, rang.
Run out.
So what's that mean?
They just
Yeah, when would you hear that with
when someone is calling you.
No.
Please, could you please
They
tell
were
me
so excited
how many
today.
of you,
Like-
how many, very excited,
Yeah.
oh, I know why,
Because-
I know why, yes, I know.
Ah,
She
yeah.
was with her friend, she was with her
She
friend.
have the
Don't bother me,
energy. She
don't bother
have
me.
the
Okay,
energy
now,
of the collagen.
Yes, like, honest to God. Okay, right, so, where would you usually use ring? Where would you usually, what rings usually? The bell, okay? So it's a bit strange to use that to talk about the gunshot, but that's typically what happens. You say the shot rang out, okay? So very loud noise.
But it's possible to say, because the other day I heard a person in the bus that says, I ring you back.
Yes, but that's a phrasal verb. So what does back mean in that case?
Ring you back.
Return. So I'll ring you back. So I'll phone you in again later.
But in in this case is because it's past, it's past, or
Yes.
Yeah.
you should ring out.
No, no.
It's
It's in the
present.
past. It's in the past. Now.
Yeah, because you should. Yeah.
Now,
sorry,
I understand. I can see Laurie here. I can
Sorry.
see Rambo. I can see Edberg, and I can see Manuel. Manuel is like this. Edberg is like. Rambo was like this. Yes, we are on the first question. The first question. Now let's see if we can get through the second question a little faster than that. The next one then, please. Oh, Edberg's checking his watch here. He's checking his watch. He's got. Okay, Roberto. Next.
The door cracked.
The door not cracked. Creaked.
Great.
If you say the door cracked, it means it broke. It broke. That's like this.
I thought that was this.
Yes. Creak. The
Creak.
door creaked. Okay. So very often, if you listen to these kind of doors,
Not this door.
shh, quiet now.
The door is creaking.
Now this is what happens when I ask Kira a grammar question inside her brain. It's just creaking noise. It's creaking noises. Okay. Next one then, please, Rambo.
The music pounded through the walls.
Yeah, the music pounded. So it's a regular verb. Pounded through the walls. And what does pounded mean?
Yeah, vibration.
Boom, 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 boom.
She's very excited today.
Yeah.
What
Because you contagious me.
what
You're excited when you were like that. Everyone, I hope you know the dangers of drugs.
Yeah.
Whatever drugs you were using before the class this morning, probably lower the dosage. Okay? Next one then, please, Edberg.
The chicken sizzles in the frying pan.
No, the chicken, how do you pronounce that word? Sizzled. Sizzled. Now, what does that mean?
And something is frying.
Don't go to his house for the food, okay? What type of cooking would you use very often when the food
Fried.
sizzles?
Oil.
Yeah, so
We're
what's the
frying.
to fry? There is another word for when you go to the fish and chip restaurants or whatever. They use more oil. What's that called?
Boiling in oil.
Deep fat fry. So deep fat frying will generally create a sizzle sound. Okay.
But not necessary.
Well, yes, you could just leave the oil there and not turn on the heat, and then it just falls into the oil and does nothing. Okay. But when you turn on the oil, the heat, etc., it's going to start.
Now,
sizzling.
when you use the grill, is the same sound now?
It might for certain foods. Okay.
Yeah.
The next one then, Kayla.
Okay. The rusty door hangs.
No, hinges.
Squeaking. Squeaking.
Are squeaking. So the hinges, or whatever, etc. The rusty. Well, I give it rusty as well. Rusty
Hinges.
door hinges.
Hinges.
Squeaked, or are squeaking, I suppose. It's
Hinges.
present. What are hinges again?
It's the thing that join the mark on the door.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
The frame. on the
Yeah.
door.
Okay. So here, it's okay. It's correct. These things. These are the hinges. And okay. That would have been a nasty accident, wouldn't it? Okay. Okay. So hinges. Now, if I say rusty, what does that mean?
When something is oxidized.
Oxidized. Okay. So when iron is oxidized, it's going to turn orange, for example.
Yes.
That's rust. Now,
Is
if you-
oxidized or oxidized?
Oxidized. If I said, oh this word. If I said my English is a bit rusty, What's that mean? My English is a bit rusty.
Like you.
You didn't speak English for a long time.
Yeah, now it's a bit, I've forgotten a lot, okay? It's not in the best condition, okay? So you can say rusty in that case as well. It can also be the color like browny orange, okay? Rusty in that case,
Like
okay?
terracotta.
Yes, like terracotta. Okay, next one then, Yvonne.
The horn dots.
Well, usually you will do something. So what?
I
chose the horn.
choose the horn.
Now it's in the past.
Tuesday?
Tooted. Tooted. There's another word you could use, the horn, etc. Anyone know another one?
I hear someone touching the horn,
Yeah,
the
you-
horn.
Yeah, you could use that, but is there another verb you could use?
Yeah, you.
It's not
The
Horn.
hold.
hooted, hooted, and there's another one. Actually, you can use a few. Hunt. So how do you pronounce that?
Just talk.
If it finishes in a T, then this is going to be tooted. How do you pronounce that? How do you pronounce that? Hunt. So this finishes in an unvoiced consonant. So this pronunciation is t. Hunt. Okay. The next one then, Manuel.
The waves are crashing.
Yeah. Okay. So the waves are crashing. So when you say that, it includes the movement and the sound. Okay. So the waves are crashing. Is it going to be what sound do you think it's going to make if the waves are crashing? What? Any other? Edberg, what do you think? The waves are crashing. What sound is that? Ramon, Roberto. Yeah, there is no need for me to ask all of you to do that. It's just
But Lorraine.
Lorraine. Now, there is no person in this class called Lorraine. Okay? But Lorraine, actually, yeah, maybe we'll go with this, okay? Okay, this is her name.
No.
Okay, excellent. So, Lorraine, what sound does it make? No.
No, because it's
Crash is more aggressive, okay? So it's going to be a louder noise than all of you made. So what's, the waves are crashing? No. When you go down to the beach, do you ever hear the waves coming in? Wow. You idiots. Okay, next one then, Enrique.
The police siren.
No, the police.
The police siren.
No, not sirens.
Sirens.
Okay, the police
Was
sirens.
wailing.
Were,
Where?
how'd you pronounce this again?
wailing.
Wailing.
Yes, you remember this?
Wailing.
Like the whales.
Wailing.
Okay, can you remember the? Okay.
Yeah.
Which whale do you remember?
You.
Moby. Exactly. What a disgrace. Next one then. An extremely loud noise, for example, very loud music.
Oh
Yeah, I thought this group is very relaxed. Rambo, which one? An extremely loud noise, very loud music. Deafening. Okay, what's this word mean?
Deaf.
What's that mean?
You. Sometimes you are deaf.
Yeah, what's it mean?
When you can hear.
When you can't hear. Okay, so this word means what?
Different.
What's that word mean? Make deaf. Okay, so if it makes you deaf, it might be called deafening. Okay, so deafening music. Next one then, Roberto. A strange, almost scary silence.
Eerie.
Eerie. Okay, so the
I didn't understand that word actually.
well, it's a strange, almost scary silence. So if I said, oh, that was an eerie noise, like for example this. Imagine I was to speak like this. Do you start to feel creepy? Okay, exactly. Okay, it seems almost perverted. Okay, and when you speak like that, it's eerie. It's like a haunted house. It's very uncomfortable noises. Okay. Next, Lorraine.
A high noise that hurts your ears.
Pronounce that again.
Piercing. High
High noise.
noise that hurts your ears.
Your what?
Ears.
Yes, not your ears. Okay, your ears.
Piercing.
Piercing, exactly. Okay, so could you tell me another place, or sorry, another meaning of that verb? To pierce.
Like perforation? Perforation?
Yes, exactly, like this for your ears or whatever. Or for example, for a Rambo in the nose, they're piercings. Okay? Now if you say the noise is piercing, it's like doing that to your ears like this. It's not a nice noise. Okay? Yeah, but that's a very formal word that you would use in that case. Okay? Next one then, Edinburgh.
A harsh, irritating kind of voice. Grating.
Grating. Okay, so the word harsh means what? What's that word mean?
Hard?
Yeah, it's close to the word hard. So if, for example, the teacher was very harsh when they were given the scores for an examination, they would not be very just, really. They'd be very, very strict, etc. Okay? Also, when you say the word grating, what is this?
Great.
What's a grater in the kitchen? What's a grater? Exactly. Okay? So what do you use a grater for typically?
Cheese.
Yes. I don't know why she's so excited. But you say cheese. Cheese. Okay? Now, which person in this class, when they speak, it seems like your ears are up against the grater. Okay? Any suggestions there, Rambo?
Roberto.
Yes,
He's
yes.
so excited.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, and Roberto is spelled like this. Okay, like that. Okay, a grating, irritating voice. Okay, very good. Thanks. Next one then, please, Rambo, because this group haven't finished, I don't think. So,
Yeah.
no, or started, to be honest. 5.
Perfect.
A voice that has a similar tone to a whistle.
To a what?
A whistle.
How do you pronounce this again?
Whistle.
Whistle. So very often you will see words in English that end in TLE. Don't pronounce the T and then change that. Do you know another word?
Yeah.
Castle. Don't pronounce the T and then change the order of the LE. So castle forms, etc. So what is it?
High pitch.
High,
Pitch.
not pitched,
Pitch.
pitched. Now, Manuel, can you give me your best impression of a high-pitched voice? My goodness. Now, where was that? Where was that during the karaoke? Okay, beautiful work there, beautiful work. Okay, absolutely. Roberto,
Yes.
can you give me your best impression of a high-pitched voice?
No.
That is stress. Okay, excellent.
Hey,
What's the opposite of high-pitched?
Slow pitch.
Not slow,
Down.
low-pitched. Low-pitched. Okay, so deep. Okay.
Hey, under
Yes.
pitch is something when you pitch.
No. Okay, so
Pinch.
that's pinch. The word pitch has a few different meanings. Actually, I'll give you a few. Okay, you and you should learn this word. And you. Where should you learn? Where would you use the word pitch?
Like
Soccer.
Yeah. So in a football pitch. In Britain and Ireland, we don't call it a football field. We call it a pitch. Have you ever seen baseball?
yeah, pitcher.
What's the pitcher? The person who what?
Who catch the ball.
Throws.
Throws.
To pitch means to throw. If I pitch you an idea, I'm throwing an idea out to you. Okay? So it has a few different meanings, and in this context, it's nothing to do with that. It's how high and low you are producing your voice. Okay? So it's to do with frequency. Okay? How fast and slow it is. Okay? Don't worry about that. And then the last one, then Roberto.
Yes, what?
The last one.
I will say that is almost impossible to hear, inaudible.
What?
Inaudible.
Okay. Now, some of you, in fact, almost all of you, pronounce these kind of words in a way that sounds like your languages, but not like English. How does an English speaker pronounce that sound?
You.
Inaudible.
Oh,
No.
oh, it's not ow, it's oh.
No.
Now, how do you pronounce that word then?
Auto.
Not
Oh,
out,
oh.
auto,
Oh.
auto. How would you pronounce that word?
Australia.
Loading.
How do you pronounce that?
Laudable.
Laudable.
What is that?
You don't need to worry about what it means, but it means meritable. Okay? So in this case here, just be careful about your pronunciation. Don't pronounce it the way that your language is. Okay, right, get the piece of paper and a pen. Get the piece of paper. Australia, what an idiot. Okay, right. Okay, so I am going to read out a story to you. Okay, I know it's super exciting. Oh, yes, fantastic. Okay. So I'm going to read out the story to you. You are not to write down anything at all. I'm going to read it out twice. You'll write it out the second time. Okay? Now, I'm going to try read it as if I'm reading it to my baby nephew. Okay, you understand that?
Yes.
Yes.
She's so excited.
Shut up, you idiots. That's what I say to him. Okay? Right, okay, so listen carefully. Now, what did I just say? Yes.
After you read, what we need to do?
After I read the first time, you will be able to discuss with your partners what I said.
Okay.
After that, I will read again and you will write down notes. You understand that? Okay. So, first of all,
Wait. I'm doing something in the bank account.
you can do that after the class.
No!
My baby nephew doesn't react like that. Okay? Right. Now, listen carefully. Put your phones away. Just listen with your ears. Monday mornings at the language school were always the same. The door slammed behind Andrew as he trudged into the staff room, his boots squeaking on the freshly mopped floor. Michael was already there, pounding cheerful music from his Bluetooth speaker, hooting with laughter at some terrible joke he'd found online. Andrew grimaced. The music was deafening. And Michael's high-pitched laugh grated on his nerves. "Morning, buddy!" Michael screamed. Ready for another inspiring day of teaching the present perfect? Andrew didn't reply. Outside, sirens wailed.
What is that?
In the distance. And the crash of bins. The crash of bins. Okay? The crash of bins. Being emptied only added to his growing headache. Oh. A faint, almost inaudible voice inside him whispered, "Why don't you just quit now?" But he just sighed. "I can't hear myself think," he muttered, rubbing his temples. Michael smiled. Don't be so miserable. You're as quiet as a mouse lately." Andrew looked up at him with dead eyes. "Michael, please, for the love of God, I need some peace and quiet." Now, can you, with your partner, recreate that story? Okay, with your partner, recreate. Now, you just speak for the moment. What did I do? Okay, simple simples. Okay, simple simples. And your bank account manager has nothing to do with that. Okay, discuss what happened in that story. Quick. You don't need to write anything. Don't write, just speak.
He slammed the door.
And Michael was there.
With headphones.
With the speaker.
Everything he was listening in the staff.
Listening to.
He listened to in the staff.
Say something.
Yeah,
I don't
But we more details. I mean, to write the tickets for someone to say.
Hey Burke, your attention today is extraordinary. Every time Rambo asks you a question, you go, huh?
Maybe.
It's almost a weekend. Okay, right now. Everyone, I am going to read out this extremely exciting story again. This time you can take notes, but you will have to be quick because I will be reading at the same speed as the previous time. Okay? Okay, does everyone understand that? Okay, right? I'm going to begin this terrible story.
Are you okay?
No, I'm very depressed, as you can hear from the story. Okay? But Monday mornings at the language school were always the same. The door slammed behind Andrew as he trudged into the staff room, his boots squeaking, squeak, squeak, on the freshly mopped floor. Michael was already there, pounding cheerful music from his Bluetooth speaker, hooting with laughter at some terrible joke he'd found online. Andrew grimaced. The music was deafening, and Michael's high-pitched laugh grated on his nerves. "Morning, buddy," Michael screamed. "Ready for another inspiring day of teaching the present perfect?" Andrew didn't reply. Outside, sirens wailed, etc., in the distance, and the crash of bins being emptied only added to his growing headache. A faint, almost inaudible voice inside him whispered, "Why don't you just quit now?" But he just sighed. "I can't hear myself think," he muttered, rubbing his temples. Michael smiled. "Don't be so miserable. You're as quiet as a mouse lately." Andrew looked up at him with dead eyes. "Michael, please, for the love of God, I need some peace and quiet." Now, with your partners, reconstruct that story. I want you to reconstruct the story using your notes. Okay, you will need to write full sentences. Okay, you will need to write full sentences. So one of you will be writing. One of you will be writing. Okay, so write full sentences. Okay, so I need you to write full sentences there. Full sentences. So you need to try and recreate this.
We write language story or just
Yeah, sentences using the.
The first was
yes, Unplugged was a language story.
Yes.
No, no, I want you to recreate that story using your notes. Try to recreate exactly what happened.
Something like that.
If you can't, you can't. But don't say, oh, Andrew said that. Give it a full thing.
How does
It was Monday in the morning.
like Andrew enter in the school and slam the door behind him? It's like this.
You can work in fours if you want to recreate the story.
Monday morning in the school, when Andrew the door was locked, and the boots of Andrew split on the way then Michael, the door in a loud speaker, pounding the speaker. After that, he laughing, and then laughing.
Yeah, he likes to about like I mean in internet. Yeah.
And Michael is screaming.
No,
But he screamed.
before this.
And then Andrew doesn't like him because he has a headache.
He
And
entered
he
to
was
the
inside of him
classroom
asking for
and
peace.
his wood
Like
But Michael is
squeaking
smiling.
on the.
And Andrew asked once again, in the name of the God, please, please, and quiet.
in the mock
I remember staff room, but I don't remember
Went outside, right?
his books.
He said, don't be miserable.
When he asked for peace and quiet, right? And then the God
eyes for
the eyes.
They got
He talks about the
fresh,
wet
W-E-T.
and speaking in the wet.
The roots were speaking in the wet floor. Michael
And his book on
The
the
music, the meetings.
The wall
Michael was
already in the
With
classroom.
Bluetooth
in the
speaker.
Speakers.
yes,
Yeah.
W-E-T.
So Michael turn off? No, not turn off.
okay. I think after this
And then
Michael was pointing through the walls with his
With
the walls with his music.
speaker in only.
yeah.
on the morning.
Pudding or pudding?
He heard microwave brownie.
Some sense.
No, he
We
said,
have to rewrite some sentence.
yes, rewrite.
I think it's rewrite or just write the most.
Or music was
Yeah. Try to get close to the
Create and write everything.
music
And I think probably no, because it was Michael was in the side of the platform and he was listening to all the from the speaker.
So I put like at the moment I have Monday morning I put language 2 Andrews and the door behind me and
Michael with his high pitch loud.
boats were speaking in the network. Okay, this looks weird. Say okay, got it. So after this
Monday,
Week.
Monday,
Week. Yeah.
the door is locked.
High pitch loud.
The books of
withholding
in the web floor.
which comes
The
from
light code.
I think I will put music only.
His age.
Loudly and loudly. Michael was loud. Then
It's when she said today is a great day to explain present continuous, no? Like that.
Yeah.
Present continuous, no? Present perfect. Perfect.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It was Andrew or Michael?
Okay, let me do it. Are you ready?
She said today is a great day to explain.
Inside of a classroom.
I put we heard music sounding through the walls was Michael with his Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
He was
Listen to music. Always is to
He is
present.
not. He is a.
Present perfect continuous or something.
That he, you, yeah.
Yeah.
Without
sorry. He was listening. No, laughing.
Laughing.
How I can write it?
yes,
Don't reply.
yes,
Really bad
it
writing.
was with the speaker. Did you remember? No. Pounding.
The music.
Outside.
So, however,
Silent wailing.
Yes, but you are greeting here.
Monday morning, I'm getting ready to know how to force on his nerves.
She's in a high pitch now.
That goes Michael Jackson.
I think he was laughing high pitched about
I think he said he was very high pitched down his roots. I think it's
switch. Okay. So he was high pitched. He was.
he has
He has.
no he was high pitched loud. Andrew is gonna say he was laughing in a high pitch.
High pitched what?
Yeah, loud.
Ah, okay.
No, you were right. Yeah, you have to go. He was laughing outside. No.
The speaker.
He was.
He was high pitched.
Loud.
Yeah.
But he was.
Vincent understand go down loud.
Yeah, it's like only he high pitched loud.
Loud. Because like
Okay. Ah, yeah.
he was high pitch and loud.
Okay. I can use it.
It was a crash.
Again, he had.
It's possible to say
very
loudly and loudly.
Loudly and
Pounding, sir? No?
you can say pounding loudly. So something was pounding loudly.
No,
What?
crash, no?
Crash. Crashing.
Ah, it's crash. Okay.
I don't know if it's
The foot? No.
Because he was like how he was watching something funny on the internet and because he had this high pitched loud.
no, you whisper, but I don't
listen.
While he was,
And also peace and quiet
Yeah.
as quiet as a
Yeah.
mouse.
You are
This information before.
sides, rolling terms,
Okay,
eyes,
okay.
and at the end.
Peace and quiet. You know what he say? Something like as a quiet as a mouse, but I don't remember that. Could be whisper inaudible as a quiet as a mouse, but I don't know how we can.
Yeah, I read something
Yeah.
about inaudible voice and just something like just quit. Maybe
I hear something like enough voice.
Yeah.
And
No,
something
yes,
like I can hear myself
Okay.
too.
yes, like this.
yeah, just quit.
That one.
Finished?
No,
Oh, no, I thought you was. I
no,
thought you said. Well, every time I say finished, this man always goes.
Yes.
Yep. Now keep going.
When you say, always when you say something.
This man never starts.
Dark.
So, Instagram page.
Michael was laughing at the screen.
Michael say something in a
You understand my lyrics? You know people.
voice, like a whisper.
Michael, I think it's
Fastest way to clear out stuck poop is
So
It's right after you
laughing and it's screaming.
he was watching a funny video on the internet, so he had high pitch voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick.
And then I don't know, something happened.
After he said,
Silence will.
say
Did you remember that part?
like, after this,
I
he
can hear myself too.
greeting
Yes.
Andrew.
I just can't
Okay.
Don't do that! Something like myself.
myself
Was
think.
like that?
No,
What he say?
no, he said something like, "Oh, it's a lovely day to
Andrew, it's
teach
possible to
you
say
present perfect something."
he had
just
he had a headache
Yeah.
or he
Yeah,
was a
no, no,
headache.
he
He
had.
had.
Because it's a noun.
Wait a moment.
This one.
Just
No?
it's Michael, no?
Say,
Michael said.
yeah, quite somehow.
it's after. Yes,
Ah.
because he is quit your job.
Yeah.
But probably he use something
But now it's
Andrew.
you have something more nice.
He
Yeah.
said
The next
it's a
one.
lovely.
No, it's a but
I'm sorry, just
it's
aside.
Oh, what?
So
House is quite as a mouse and it's a peace and quiet.
Yeah, rating. We have to use rating.
Voice, okay. So when he saw Andrew, he said with a grating voice.
Just like listen this.
I heard.
I heard the used to, but I don't remember the order and context of
Okay, stop. Now that exercise when I did that, what I was trying to do is test you on vocabulary. What vocabulary was I testing you on?
How to use
The vocabulary from before the break with all the stupid noises, etc. And I literally made the noises when I was telling you the story. Also, when I ask you to rewrite it, I'm testing you on your grammar. Okay? If your grammar is atrocious with that, I will notice. I want you to send me a picture of your grammar. Okay? I want you to send me a picture of what you have produced. Here is the story. This is the story. Everyone? I will try my best.
You can read this.
Come on, teacher, it's not possible. No, it's not possible. We can send you this picture.
I can read it. Okay, now just to clarify, there is the story behind Roberto. Okay, if you want, you can see the picture or the story.
Monday mornings, it's every Monday.
Okay, so send me that and then go home. Okay, send me your a picture of
But
your.
we work together.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, one person.
Okay.
Okay.
Like it's not her fault.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, right. Have a nice day, you cretinous individuals, and hopefully we will be here alone tomorrow and not with 75 other students.